Streamers, if you have ever wished that switching between cameras, adding overlays, or controlling your stream's audio could be less stressful, then today is your lucky day. We are checking out the Cinetreek Mixer Plus, a compact live streaming switcher designed to make multi-camera setups a breeze. And yes, it is pretty tiny in form factor, but don't let that fool you. This little box packs some serious professional grade power, so stick around because I'm going to show you exactly how this can be your next growth hack for streaming. Okay, so let's be real for a second. If you are streaming with more than one camera or microphone, maybe some overlays, then sometimes it can completely explode your brain just trying to juggle all of that. And that's where this comes in. A video switcher like the Mixer Plus will make all of that very easy. You get to seamlessly switch with this bad boy with up to 4 different inputs of HDMIs. And it gives you real-time multi-view monitoring so you can see everything at once as well. And speaking of monitoring, you can also have audio monitoring with dual mic inputs too. Basically, it will take you from being a chaotic one-person control room to being a smooth operator like that one song. And trust me, you'll enjoy your streaming life a lot more when your transitions are easy and your viewers will appreciate how clean and pro they look. We all know the pain of going live for the first few times and having to lower your music, higher your mic, change your game to a different quality, and yeah, let's never go back there. But here's where the Mixer Plus really shines for creators. That seamless switching that I mentioned means that you can use up to 4 cameras or different sources completely effortlessly. And there's no lag or awkward blank screens, you just tap a button and boom, it will switch it over for you. The multi-view I mentioned is also a huge plus because you can monitor all of your sources at once. It's like having a stream dashboard right on the device. Without having to switch to check a source or open it or look at it manually, you'll be able to see it in the multi-view before you've even switched to it. The audio flexibility is also awesome with those 2 mic inputs I mentioned, and it has a headphone jack too for that real-time monitoring. And this can be perfect if you're going to be co-streaming or doing some kind of podcast with more than one person, or even if you're streaming or recording solo and you just want to check your mic sounds okay first. And as I said, this thing transitions smooth. It has 30 built-in transitions on the device. You can mix, you can dip, you can wipe.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Everything you need to make your scenes change smoothly and look super professional is built into this bad boy. There's also an option for chroma key and picture-in-picture, which is super impressive too. So you can use green screens, overlays, logos, and just add polish in general without needing a full studio setup. And another thing that's super cool is the PTZ camera controls. If you've seen videos of mine before, you may have seen the OBSBot cameras that I've looked at, which are cameras that move around and track you. It's called a PTZ camera, it's tracking. And this thing allows you to control those manually from this device for up to 4 of them at once. And that's using Visca over your IP. So that means you can move, you can zoom, you can preset all of the positions without having to even leave your chair. You can have all corners of your room covered with a camera and tracking you and moving around and swinging and being a full-on show level setup. And you don't even have to get up, it's in this. The USB 3.0 UVC interface means that you can also capture uncompressed HD directly into OBS, Streamlabs, or any streaming software. So it is legitimately just a mini broadcast studio from the comfort of your desk without the studio-sized electricity bill because damn man, I'm good. So here's some practical examples for creators in sort of different niches. So if you're doing some gaming streams, which I know a lot of you do, you could have a camera on you, one on your controller, one on a pet or just an action cam or a different angle. You could add overlays or alerts, you could chroma key out your green screen, you can use it to zoom in, you can use it to move a camera. I'm realizing it's kind of just a stream deck on absolute steroids. If you're doing IRL streams or content like mine where it's sat in front of a camera, maybe you're doing a talk show or a podcast, then you can switch between guest cameras, you can do full screen slides or picture-in-picture reactions, and you could even easily manage a bigger production with multiple guests. Like I said, there's up to 4 cameras here. You could run an entire studio level podcast from this device. And if you're doing something like performance streams, maybe you're doing art or music, again, if you need those multiple camera setups and being able to track different audio devices, then boom, you're sorted. Being able to control that camera for close-ups or wide shots or adding in a chroma key or cool effects is just a big plus for those creative streams. It just saves you having to have hotkeys and a stream deck and having different devices and having to tab out and click stuff and I hate that stuff. Tech like this makes those headaches disappear. Now let's talk some pros and cons. Pros, this thing is compact, it's lightweight, it fits pretty much anywhere and slots into a desk setup pretty simply. It has professional features like chroma keying, PIP, DSK, overlays, multi-camera PTZ control, USB 3.0 uncompressed streaming, multi-view audio monitoring, 4 inputs for HDMI, 2 for mics. I can list it all again. You know the pros are very clear. But there's some cons. Only having 4 HDMI inputs means that you may need an SDI version for larger setups if you are looking to use this for a giant podcast or a massive production. So if you clicked on this hoping that this might sort you out for like an esports tournament or something massive, then yeah, maybe on a small scale. If you need something like huge level for a convention though, might need something a little bit bigger or a few of these. Another con is this thing is a little bit more complicated to grasp than that of a Stream Deck, for example. So just expect a little bit more of a learning curve if you do pick this up. There's a bit more nuance to this and a lot more than it can achieve, but it does take a little bit of trial and error and just sort of playing with it until you figure out how something works. work. And the last con is the USB driver updates for this do require FAT32 formatting, which is old school but manageable but old school. So yeah, you won't be able to switch your entire LAN party at once unless you clone the device, which is not recommended or humanly possible. So who is this for? I would say small to mid-level creators who want a professional touch without having to spend thousands on broadcast gear, especially if you are looking for multi-camera setups. I do a lot of streams that are away from my desk these days, like Magic the Gathering. I've done Lego streams, makeup streams, loads of dumb stuff. So if you're doing stuff like that as well, then it is perfect for those multi-camera setups. I think if you're doing a podcast or if you're doing content creation with multiple cameras, maybe you're doing art streams or music streams, then this thing is specifically geared towards those kind of creations. And in general, I think it's good for anyone who wants smooth, professional looking streams with minimal headache. And at time of filming, this thing is $289, which is a bit higher than I would call maybe budget tech, but it's definitely budget for the broadcasting level of tech. And with the amount this can achieve, especially if you need to achieve something that this specifically does help with, then in my opinion, I think they have priced this extremely fairly. So if you want to try out the Cinetronic Mixer Plus or just read more about it, I will leave a link down below for you to check it out for yourself. And let me know in the comments, what do you think you would use this for? I'm curious because it can do so much that I really want to know why you clicked on this video and why you think this would change your setup. If you want some free Twitch artwork before you go, I have a bunch of free stuff on my website, as well as a very cheap everything pack giving you everything you need to get going on the platform in a bunch of different colorways. Whilst you're down there, you'll also find our community Discord server full of 300 plus other streamers and creators just like you. So if you want to make some friends or maybe get some extra advice, then please join in. We would love to have you. In the meantime, here's your last chance to subscribe before you go. And here's another video that might help you on your creative journey. I hope I'll see you in the next video.